More than 1 out of 10 people in the UK suffer from some form of claustrophobia and panic attacks. However, in the rest of the UK, people don't suffer from this as much as Londoners do. Shocking levels of overcrowding on the tube network means passengers often have to psych themselves up to travel. A London Assembly report has claimed more than 80% of tube users said they experienced overcrowding, which caused them discomfort.
When I first arrived here, I used to take public transportation, but honestly, they're a bit too much crowded for me. Too many people. Sometimes people get sick on the train. A lot of delays. Too many people is make me feel very anxious.
So, you travel on the tube. What's your opinion about travelling on the tube?
I generally try and avoid it. I try and cycle everywhere. It's just very expensive, and people touching you, it's just a bit gritty and gross.
It's just a squash. It's stinky quite often. You get people grumpy in the mornings. You know, it's rather unpleasant. So I cycle, and and I'm a cyclist. I'm a convicted rider in London.
Londoners come up with coping strategies to deal with the lack of space, such as listening to music or turning their backs on fellow passengers so they would not see the crowded carriage. One of the busiest tube stations in London is Piccadilly Circus.
Huge feeling of being overwhelmed, and yeah, exactly. I never quite know, like, if I'm going to go somewhere, I'll be happy about going and I'll feel comfortable about it. It could just suddenly crop up, and I'll have one right then and there. Well, there's always that kind of worry on the tube that something much more sinister is going to happen. I had been trapped in the tunnel for an hour. I remember being on the tube and it stopped in a tunnel, and it seems normal to me because it's happened a lot of times. It always happens. London transport's always really unpredictable. But I remember thinking, this has gone on quite a while now. But the thing is, I was very fortunate that I was sitting down, because it tends to be, if I'm going to have a panic attack, I can't sit up anymore, my legs go. So I felt very fortunate that I was sitting down so I could actually sort of ride it out. And because I'd had them for so long, I know how to deal with them and I know when they're coming. So I can kind of prepare for it. So I was actually okay by the end of it. I was obviously absolutely relieved when we got to the station, but I think if I had been standing up, I would have had a problem, because what happens for me is that I get very hot, and my eyes start blacking out, and the one thing that I lose control of straight away is my legs. So if I'm sitting down, I can kind of put my head between my legs and, you know, get the blood going, and I can kind of breathe through it. But yeah, if it had been different, if I'd been standing up, it would have been a very different story, definitely.